Hello everyone, and welcome to PEM's 4,000 subscriber Q&A special. We are here in the world of Cyrodiil in Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Part 4. And we are flying some couple hundred feet off the ground, I'd say. I've done every one of my Q&As so far in Oblivion, so I figured I'd continue the tradition. This is Nebbish, of course. I don't think I'm giving anything away, spoiling anything for you guys. I'm a bit ahead of you in the LP, obviously, but I don't think I'm spoiling anything for those of you watching the LP. By showing you where we are. He does have a bit of new gear since the last time you've seen him, but nothing drastic. Basically just a new helmet, which you'll learn about. So anyway, we're doing this episode, well, there's several episodes here, because my channel has reached 4,000 subscribers, which is a pretty big milestone. So I decided to celebrate with the Q&A. I apologize for the amount of time it took to get this up for you guys. I think I said I would have it up about a week ago, so I'm a week behind. But even so, I guess let me complete the apology by saying life has been very busy for me personally lately. And it will continue to be busy for a while yet, but I did find some time to carve out here today to do this Q&A for you, so... Oh, there's a nifty little camp over there. So here we go. Let's get to it, shall we? First, thank you to everyone who subscribes, watches, and likes my videos. Here's a drink in your honor. I appreciate it greatly. Okay, so we'll start... Excuse me. And as I said in the Q&A introduction video, I'm going to answer any questions that were posted in the comments of that video. So I'd like to start with those who left a comment but did not ask a specific question. People who just happened to wish kind of a general congratulations. So let's start. First, Jeremy Y. said, "What the hell? Something crashing through the woods. Or somebody cut down a log or something. Cut down a tree. Did you hear that? Must be sounds of Cyrodiil or something." Anyway, Jeremy Y says, "Congrats on the 4,000 subs, man. You deserve it and more." Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate it. Canadian Bacon says, "Congratulations." Thank you, Canadian Bacon. Matthew Strupp says, "Congrats, Pem." Thank you, Matthew. Mr. Pyro Gaming, or maybe it's MR Pyro Gaming, says, "Congrats, mate." Thank you, Pyro. I appreciate it. Curtis says, "Mara, protect us both." Quote from Arender. Curtis, I agree with you 100%. Mara, protect us all. And thank you. Ravana types in all caps, "Merry Jig." That's all that Ravana says. Thank you, Ravana. Leix, the co-author of this LP, by virtue of all the mods and help that he provided in setting everything up, says, "Congrats, Pem. Very glad your channel is growing fast. Here's my toast for you and your channel. Cheers, man." Thank you very much, Leix. Okay, to the questions then. I've kind of broken these out into roughly the type of question people asked. A lot of people asked similar questions, which is no fault of yours. But as a result, I'll kind of probably be answering questions sort of in groups, and later on when I field somebody else's question, I might be saying like, "Oh, refer back to this other person's question whom I answered earlier," because it's the same answer, basically. But anyway, we'll start. Ober Redden says, "Congratulations, man. Here's to another 4,000, and many more. You deserve it. Will you be playing Fallout 4 when it comes out, and will you be making videos for it?" Fallout 4 I will play someday. I won't be playing it right when it comes out, mainly because I don't have $60 to drop on a video game at the moment. And also because I have not played any of the Fallout games to this point. I think I'd like to play Fallout 3 and New Vegas first, at least. I may play some of the earlier Fallout games as well, before tackling Fallout 4. But it does look very nice. I've seen the trailer for it. It looks very cool. I am sure that everybody's going to be playing the crap out of it once it's released here in about a month or so. I think it's even less than a month, maybe. I forget what the release date... what the release date is, but it's going to be soon. Yeah, Fallout 4 looks great. I won't be playing it right away, though. I don't like to make videos of new games. First, I like to usually play a game before I LP it. That won't be true forever. I will do some blind LPs someday, but I like to play a game first just to kind of get a feel for it myself, and I also like to play games after all the DLC for those games has been released. There have been some exceptions, like for instance I played Mass Effect 3 right when it first came out because I was really looking forward to it. I didn't wait for the DLC to come out, but in most cases I don't start playing a game until the DLC has come out. And for instance, in Skyrim's case, I don't think I bought Skyrim until both Dawnguard and Hearthfire were released. I think I bought it before Dragonborn was released, but so Fallout 4 will be a while yet, and I won't be making videos for it anytime soon. So thank you, Overredden, for the comment and the question. Saitanaz says, "Congratulations, Pem. The questions are as follows. Are you planning to do a Fallout LP, including Fallout 4? Would you consider live streaming? If so, would you consider playing multiplayer games with some of us subs? Do you have any plans to LP Dragon Age?" Thank you very much for the comment, Saitanaz. First off, LP of Fallout. Yes, I will be doing Fallout 3 at least. Someday when Oblivion is done. I'm not going to do more than one Bethesda LP at a time. I think I'll probably take a break between Oblivion and Fallout 3, so you'll see something else first, probably Mass Effect 3. I'll probably complete the Mass Effect trilogy, I would think, first. Or maybe I would start what your last question was, which is Dragon Age. I will LP Dragon Age at some point, starting with Origins, which I have played, and then Dragon Age 2, which I have not played, and then someday Dragon Age Inquisition, which I also have not played. Would I consider live streaming? I actually have live streamed now about 3 times, all 3 for Skyrim, and those of you patiently waiting, thank you very much. I have not forgotten about the Enaig live streams. I will do them again someday. But as I think I've said in previous videos, we own a house now, my family and I, and we're renovating it ourselves. And I really just want to move into the house. And it's been we've owned the house now for a year, and we're still renovating it. So any free time I can spare on evenings and weekends, I'm trying to work on the house because I just want to get it done with. We're doing the renovation ourselves. We're paying for it and doing all the work ourselves, with the exception of a few things like plumbing or masonry type things, but yeah, we're doing it all ourselves, so it's taken a lot of time, a lot of money, and at this point I just want to be done with it. So the streams have fallen off for quite some time now. It's been at least 6 months, maybe even 9 months since the last time I streamed, but we will continue streaming Skyrim. I have no plans to stream other games though at the moment because I just don't have a schedule that allows for streaming, unfortunately. And so that informs the next question of yours, which was, would you consider multiplayer games with some of us subs? I'd love to do it. Sounds like a great idea. I think I'd have a lot of fun. I don't think my schedule allows for multiplayer sessions very well. One of the reasons why there's only been one co-op LP between me and anybody else, that was the Talisman one between me and Sorcerer Dave and Variax and Zemalf, is because my schedule just doesn't mesh well with trying to play multiplayer games with people. For those of you who don't know, I have 2 kids, both school-aged, and so the only time I can really LP or stream or do any kind of multiplayer games is when the kids are either asleep or out of the house, and that doesn't happen very often where they're out of the house and I'm home alone. So I don't often get opportunities to stream or do multiplayer. So multiplayer, probably not. Streaming someday again, yes, but it'll continue to be infrequent, I think. Moving on, thank you again, Saitanaz. Samson Villarreal says, opinion on Elder Scrolls Online, also Fallout 4. I have not played Elder Scrolls Online. I did the beta way back when, and once I realized that I had to do a whole bunch of quests just to get out of the starting area, like you start as in wherever the hell you are, Cold Harbor, right? You start in Cold Harbor, and then you get out of Cold Harbor, and then you start wherever your faction starts, right? And so I was thinking, oh great, here we go, I'm going to explore Tamriel, and then you have to do a whole bunch of quests just to get out of that staging area, and I was like, fuck this, so I just quit. I'm much more interested to see Tamriel than I am to play Elder Scrolls Online, so I haven't given it a shot again since then. I haven't tried Tamriel Unlimited. That's probably unfair of me because I'm sure it sounds, at least from people who have played it, it sounds like it's much improved. So maybe I should give it another shot. But again, multiplayer online games I find difficult to spare the time for. So I don't have any immediate plans to play Elder Scrolls Online. Fallout 4 I've already described previously, and that holds true for your question as well. Thank you, Samson. Moving on, Michael Burris asks, would you consider doing an Arena, Daggerfall, or Morrowind LP? Would you ever start live streaming? Would you ever do this for a living if you got the chance? I just thought of another question. Do you play tabletop games like D&D? If so, would you be opposed to doing a series of it like Squee and his Ardenfell series? First things first, Arena, Daggerfall, or Morrowind? I would like to do Morrowind someday. Arena and Daggerfall, possibly. I've got a whole list of games that I want to do before then, though. So those would be way, way, way down on the list. I'll leave it as a someday. Would you ever start live streaming? We've talked about live streaming. Would you ever do this for a living if you got the chance? If somebody said, hey, I will pay you a living wage to play video games all day and post the videos online, I would instantly say, you got it, dude. Where do I sign? I don't see that being a possibility, though it could be. I have thought about monetizing the channel, and I think I probably will someday, but I'm not going to do it soon. And the reason my feelings have changed on monetization, I previously said that I probably wouldn't do it unless I had like a family member in emergency situation where I needed extra money for some reason, like if a family member was hurt or sick or something like that. The lights on are in that the lights in that house are on. That's cool. But it's kind of occurred. I mean, when I review my videos online, a lot of the times, YouTube sticks an ad in the bottom portion of the screen anyway, even without my videos monetized. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, what the hell? Like, if I'm not monetized, my videos still have ads on them sometimes, and I'm not seeing anything for it. So, what the crap? Might as well just monetize. So I probably will someday. I don't know, maybe in the next year or so, I might monetize the channel, which would be a little bit of scratch coming my way, I guess. But barring my channel exploding in a completely unforeseen and unanticipated way, I don't think that I will be able to make a living out of it, though, as I said, I would gladly welcome it. His other question, do I play tabletop games like D&D? I have in the past occasionally played tabletop role-playing games. I love to do it, but I don't get many opportunities to because I don't have a circle of friends that really enjoys it. But if I found a circle of friends who wanted to do it, I would absolutely do it again. And would I be opposed to doing a series of it like Squee did in his Ardenfell series? Maybe. I don't know. I prefer to just kind of do it with friends in somebody's house at a table. Involving technology just seems kind of too much. I would consider doing a tabletop role-playing game online in the sense that we were doing it like over long distance. Absolutely, that would be fun. I don't know if I would do it as a series and upload it to the channel, but like Variax does his IRPG play sessions. Streaming. He streams them, which I would be down with. That'd be cool. But again, I don't know that I'll get the opportunity soon. Thank you, Michael, for your questions. Let me just take a drink here because I'm getting thirsty. Also, wine is probably not the best thing to wet my whistle. RobotLev50 says, congrats. Here's the question. Will you do your third Elder Scrolls roleplay in Skyrim, Oblivion, or even Morrowind? Given that this Oblivion LP is going to be so freaking long that I might never come back to it again once I'm done with it, I probably won't do Oblivion. I want to do Morrowind, but I have trouble thinking of a way to LP Morrowind the same way that I have LP'd Skyrim and Oblivion. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels to me like Morrowind is a harder game to roleplay in the sense that I don't know. The game is more complex, and as a result, there's more things to keep in mind while you're LPing it, and so I don't know. I guess I haven't tried it, so I don't want to knock it. I haven't tried role-playing it for an LP, but one of the things about LPing is the simpler things are, the easier it is to LP. The more complex things are, the harder it is to LP. And trying to keep your character in mind when you're role-playing is pretty tricky. Or at least it has been for me, anyway. And so trying to do that and play a more complicated game, like Morrowind, with more intricate game mechanics and more skills, and, you know, the alchemy is less user-friendly, the enchanting is less user-friendly, the magic system is more complicated and fun, but less user-friendly. Yeah, I'll LP Morrowind someday, but it's going to take some thought as to how I'm going to work that out. So, given that I've already said previously that I would probably do a trilogy of LPs in Skyrim, I imagine the next Elder Scrolls game I LP will be Skyrim, probably. Thank you, RobotLove50. I just realized that I still have the hunger and thirst and sleep mod active. So our Nebashir is getting hungry and tired and thirsty as he floats in the ether. Hopefully we won't be doing this so long that it becomes a problem. Like, I don't want him to die of exhaustion or get hungry or something like that. The next question is from... Sorry, I have to make sure I keep my pages straight here. Michael Burris, I already answered your question. Oh, Michael, I have you copied on here twice. Okay, sorry. Next question is from Rogers91, who says, once again, congratulations, mate. Question 1. Who or what really inspired you to start your channel and recording your Let's Plays? 2. If you could live in a video game, what game would that be? Who or what really inspired me to start my channel and recording my Let's Plays? Well, I can tell you exactly who that is. 3 LPers inspired me. They happen to be the same 3 that I played Talisman with, which is why when they invited me to play Talisman with them, I was like, holy shit, are you kidding me? This is fantastic, because you guys are the 3 guys that are the reason I'm doing what I'm doing. Variax, Sorcerer Dave, and Zemalf. And I was introduced to... Of the 3 of them, I was introduced to Sorcerer Dave first, actually, because his video for his Oblivion LP came up on YouTube as a suggested video when I was checking out how to play videos for Crusader Kings 2. Way back when I first got it, I started playing, I was like, man, this game is ridiculously complex. I need to look up videos on how to play this. And that's when I first was exposed to LPing as a thing. I didn't know that it existed prior to that. So Sorcerer Dave first, and then Sorcerer Dave and his LP, which I really enjoyed watching, recommended Variax because he had, he said, oh, Variax is somebody that inspired this LP, so I watched Variax's LP, and that was fantastic. And then, even though Variax and Sorcerer Dave and Zemalf all kind of interact on a regular basis through Twitter and YouTube, etc., I did not actually get exposed. I got exposed to Zemalf around the same time, but completely independently of Dave and Variax, because I was actually looking up to see if anybody had ever LP'd a game that I really enjoy called X3. At the time it was Terran Conflict. There has since been a new one released called Albion Prelude. Well, actually there's a whole new X game called X Rebirth, which apparently sucks. I've not played it. But anyway, X3 Terran Conflict, and the first LP that came up was Zemalf, so I watched that. I'm like, oh, cool. And that's how I got to know who Zemalf was. It was only later that I realized that he is an LPing link to Dave and Variax both. If I could live in a video game, what game would that be? The Elder Scrolls game world is tempting, but it's also incredibly dangerous, and I think I'd want some safety in real life. I would probably say Mass Effect. And you might be thinking, well, Mass Effect is dangerous too. That's true. It's dangerous if you're a Marine. But if you're just some colonist or spacer, or, even if you're Earthborn, I think you could probably carve out a pretty safe and still exciting life in the Mass Effect universe. Now you could say, well, the Reaper invasion, everything's going to go to shit. Well, yeah, that's true, but at least by the end of Mass Effect 3, hopefully, everybody has survived the Reaper invasion. So, I don't know. I think Mass Effect 3 would be the most interesting. I find a sci-fi series where you can travel between the stars more appealing personally than I do a fantasy series, though I do enjoy fantasy as well. So thank you, Rogers91. Bergwine Gaming says, are you going to play Hawken at some point? I could show you around and teach you everything. I had to look this up because I didn't know what Hawken was. Hawken is a mech warrior combat sim, basically, giant battle mechs. I had not heard of it prior to your comment, which shows how little in tune I am with the world of online gaming. It looks awesome, I will say, and I would probably try it someday, but again, like I said, online multiplayer does not mesh well with my lifestyle currently. But if I ever do look it up, Bergwine, I will give you a ring. Thank you, Bergwine, for the comment. The Undefined One says, will you ever play XCOM EW, that's Enemy Unknown or Enemy Within? Or will you play the new XCOM coming out? I didn't know there was a new XCOM coming out, that's exciting. I own XCOM Enemy Unknown. I have never played it, but I plan to LP it someday. Someday it'll be probably in the kind of strategy category of games that I play, even though it's not strictly a strategy game. Kind of sort of is. So that, yes, I'll LP it someday. Don't know when, though. And the new XCOM coming out, I will look into it, certainly. I'd probably play the most recent one first, before tackling any new XCOM games. Thank you, the Undefined One. Mr. Spartan Spud says, do you read much? If so, what sort of thing do you read, and do you use a physical book, a Kindle, or a magazine or something? What series do you want to do when you finish your current ones? What sort of shampoo do you use? Do you like Spartans or Spuds, that is potatoes, better? Have you considered doing streams? For example, streaming a multiplayer game and playing with subs or your friends or something like that. What is your favorite quest line in an Elder Scrolls game? I think 6 is enough, so congrats on the 4K. Thank you, Mr. Spartan Spud. Do I read much? I don't know that I read a lot, but I like to read, certainly, yes. I usually read physical books. I don't own a Kindle or any other reading device like that. I do have an iPad, but I never use it for reading. I might be a little Luddite of me, but I really enjoy holding an actual book in my hands. I have nothing against reading electronically. It's just not for me. What series do I want to do when I finish my current ones? Well, currently I'm doing Oblivion, Crusader Kings 2, and Mass Effect 2. When Crusader Kings 2 is over, because I think it'll be over before Oblivion will be, though it will still go on for a while yet, I'll bump Mass Effect up into its schedule, so I'll just be doing Oblivion and Mass Effect 2 for a while. And then when one of those ends, I guess it depends on which one ends first. I don't know what game's going to be next. In the near future, I will LP probably The Witcher. I will LP Wasteland 2 sometime in the near future. I have a list of these saved on my computer somewhere of games that I could potentially LP and what's in the front of the queue. But now I can't think of it. Oh, wait, that's the sound effect from the hammer mill. It's the hammer mill down here. You can't really see it. It's modded. It's a unique landscape edition, but it's right there, and they're logging things. I think that's that crunching sound effect. So yeah, someday, I don't know. Witcher someday, Dragon Age someday, Mass Effect and Oblivion, and another Skyrim LP someday. Don't hold your breath for that one. That one won't. Another Skyrim LP won't start until the Anaig Streaming Act 4 is over, because I want to do a complete reinstall and redo mods and stuff before I start another Skyrim LP. So, and I don't want to do that obviously while Anaig's save is still there, because I don't want to screw things up. So I don't really know what series, but those are some of the ones I'll consider before I start again. I'll start a new one. What sort of shampoo do I use? I think I use Aveeno shampoo and conditioner. I don't know. My fiancée is the shampoo buyer, so if she ever switches, I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'll just use whatever she uses. Do I like Spartans or Spuds better? You know, as badass as Spartans are, I think I like potatoes better. I really enjoy potatoes. Mashed, fried, It's hard to beat potatoes. Have you considered doing streams? I've already talked about that. Yes, I do consider doing streams. It's not something I can do regularly, and I'll probably only stream Skyrim until the Anaig story is done, and then I'll probably not stream other things unless this becomes an actual career, which it's not, at this rate it's not going to become a career. Favorite questline in an Elder Scrolls game? That's a good question. Excuse me, the main quest in Morrowind is up there, certainly. The Dark Brotherhood quest in Oblivion is up there. Trying to think if there are any quest lines in Skyrim that would trump those. I don't think so. I've never played Arena or Daggerfall, so I couldn't talk about those, but the most memorable moment that I have in a Elder Scrolls game in terms of quest lines actually is from Skyrim, though, even though I don't think the quest line as a whole is that great. In the Companions quest line, I was... spoilers ahead, everyone who hasn't played the Companions quest line in Skyrim, don't listen, skip ahead like a minute or so, but I had gotten to the point where you're trying to help, what's his name, Kodlak, right, get to Sovngarde, and so I had just gotten to, I forget what quest you have to do. You have to do something, you have to maybe go get the shards of Wuthrad or something like that, and I had just gotten back to the Companions Lodge to what is it called? Oh god, I can't think of the name of the lodge now. You guys will tell me in the comments. I can't think of it. I will think of it later, probably. Anyway, just gotten back to the lodge, and I was thinking, all right, great, we got this lined up. Kodlak's gonna be able to go to Sovngarde, and then that's when you find out that the Silver Hand showed up and killed him. And when I found that out, I was actually really pissed. I was like, motherfuckers! Like, I was so pissed. And I really wanted to kill the Silver Hand then. No other questline in the Elder Scrolls, I don't think, has ever left me feeling, like, pissed off. Like, had that kind of emotional response. Gotten that kind of emotional response from me. So, even though the questline itself was like, okay, whatever, it was fine. But that particular moment in the Companions questline really brought out an emotional reaction in me. For whatever reason. So I think that's it, Mr. Spartan's Bud. Thank you. Westwatch says, congratulations, definitely my favorite LPer. Just curious, and you may have addressed this before and I forgot, but do you play any tabletop RPGs? Again, congrats on the excellent work and the milestone. Thank you, Westwatch. Yes, as I said previously, I have played Dungeons & Dragons. On a very rare occasion, I would play more if I had a circle of friends that did, and if I had a home schedule that allowed it more frequently, yes. Thank you for the comment and the congratulations, Westwatch. I appreciate it. Right. Next up, Tyler Cox, parenthetically called Sir Tiz, says, Hey Pem, I found you through your first episode of your Oblivion Let's Play and love your channel. Here's my question. Have you ever or do you currently play a tabletop RPG like Dungeons & Dragons? Keep staying awesome. Yes, Tyler Cox, thank you. Yes, I have played Dungeons & Dragons before, as I said already once in the LP. In this Q&A, sorry. Like I said, a lot of you guys asked the same questions, which is, again, no fault of your own, but as a result, the answers that I give are going to be kind of repetitive. So thank you, Tyler Cox. Next up is Josh Garcia, who says, do you play D&D games? Could you do one similar to or with Squee? Thank you, Josh, for the comment and questions. Yes, played D&D. Would I do one similar to or with Squee? Well, I would have to be contacted by Squee, I think, to do it. I wouldn't like to invite myself into an LP like that with Squee. That would be something I feel like inviting myself would be an imposition, I'd rather just... I prefer to let people come to me if they have an idea for something like that. I wouldn't want to impose on Squee and say, hey, Squee, I've got a great idea. You should do this thing with me. And he'd be like, what? Why? Yeah, that's not really how I operate. Mr. Etam Sorojum. Etam, who has been incredibly helpful with the Crusader Kings LP, giving me all kinds of advice. Actually, a number of you have, so don't let me shortchange you other ones, but Etam in particular, I can recall giving me some very good advice. He says, 1. When will you play games with us, like Payday, Talisman, or maybe even Crusader Kings 2? As I've said earlier, hard to play multiplayer online games for me. If I ever get the opportunity, though, I will let you guys know. 2. Crusader Kings Let's Play, Crusader Kings 2 Let's Play is kind of nearly over. So which strategy game will be next? Yeah, it's kind of nearly over, but in terms, I was kind of doing the math the other day. I think I've got about 150 years left in the game to play, and I think I play at about a rate of like 3 years per week, 3 years per 2 episodes. So that's going to be like 25 weeks left of LP, which is half of a year. So it is going to be over probably the soonest of the 3 LPs that I'm playing, but that's still a long ways away. So I haven't really thought about which strategy game will be next. I figured I'll just tackle it when it gets there. Ones at the top of the list, though, are Rome Total War, the original one. Oh god, there was another one. What is it? Oh, Age of Empires 3 is on the list. Empire Earth is on the list. And Lords of the Realm 2 is on the list. I would say probably one of those 4 is what will be next on the strategy front. His next question was, when can we expect another cooperation with Zemelf, Variax, and Sorcerer Dave? I would love to do one as soon as I was able to do one. But it was pretty hard to get the 4 of us together at the same time, so I don't know that that's going to happen soon. But the second that they knock on my door and say, hey, let's do this again, I would be up for it immediately. I would take a day off of work if I had to. It was so much fun. I had an absolute blast. And then Adam continues saying, and I join you in the shot. Unfortunately, mine is filled with Palinka, and hope we don't have to wait long for the 6,000 subscriber Q&A. Thank you very much, Adam. I appreciate the kind words and the questions. Doggy Plays says, sweet. So when will you be able to make a series of videos with me? Thank you very much, Doggy Plays, for the question and for the kindness of wishing to do a video with me. But as I've said a number of times already, it's difficult to make my schedule work with that. So I will keep you in mind. There's been a number of people who have asked me about possibly doing cooperative LPs with them. So the list is there, and it's in the back of my mind. If I ever do get the opportunity, I will definitely let you guys know. Thank you, Doggy Plays. Zombles Alagoy says, what is your favorite country to play in Crusader Kings 2? I think it's probably the one I'm playing now. The Holy Roman Empire has been incredibly fun to play. Mainly because I'm the biggest kid on the block, so I can just bully everybody around. I mean, as soon as I became the Kaiser, I was instantly the strongest player in Europe, except for maybe the Byzantines, and I haven't really clashed with the Byzantines at all. And so since becoming the Kaiser, I've been able to carve Europe up pretty well. Taking over Aquitaine and Hungary and Italy and Sicily. Croatia and Poland are on the menu. The Byzantines on the menu. I'm looking to take over Denmark sometime soon. So yeah, it's been an absolute blast to play as the Holy Roman Empire. The only other one I can think of as being particularly, well, not the only one, but the other one I remember having a particularly good time with was when I played as Ireland, which was one of the first countries that I played in Crusader Kings 2, and I think that one I enjoyed so much mainly because I was just getting into the game. I was really enjoying the game. So thank you, Zombles, for your question. Harry King, who has also been very helpful in the Crusader Kings 2 LP, giving me helpful comments and such. In addition to just generally being a fan of my channel and watching pretty much all my videos, as far as I can tell. He says, I know I said it on another video, but congratulations on 4,000 subs. Do you or have you played Pokemon? If so, what is your favorite Pokemon? I have never played Pokemon in my life. Right around the time that Pokemon was becoming popular, I was just like 2 years too old for it. It started to become popular in the mid 90s, late 90s, I guess. That's when the TV show first became popular. And that's right when I was entering like my mid-teenage years. I was just getting like 15, 16, 17 years old. And Pokemon, to me at the time, was just, it was for little kids. It looked like a little kid's show. Because it reminded me of like anime shows that I watched when I was a kid, like Voltron. That's probably it, actually, Voltron. So I thought, oh yeah, I'm above this. I'm above this Pokemon thing, and I never got into it. Though I do know other adults my age who do play it. So I have not continued to think of it as some kind of immature kiddie game at all, but or show, or universe for that matter. That said, my oldest son is 9 years old, and he plays Pokemon on his Nintendo 3DS, and he watches the show whenever he can. He knows a lot about it. He plays it a lot. I couldn't tell you a thing about it, though, or the I know Pikachu, because Pikachu's the face of the franchise, basically. And I've heard him talk about other Pokemon, but I don't have a favorite, certainly. But thank you, Harry, for the question. Skytail of Riviera says, what game has your favorite story, narrative-wise, plot-wise, whatever you like, and which game do you think has the best gameplay? That's tough. That's a pretty broad question. Gameplay, and I should eat something here really quick because I'm going to starve to death. Sorry, let me just do this. Sorry, everyone. Sorry, this is breaking the lack of immersion that I had going here. I have to actually eat. Let's just eat everything. Eat it all, because I'm not saving this, keeping this save anyway. Carrots. Eat my carrots. Yes, carrots. Everywhere carrots. Good. And drink that. And drink that. There we go. Now we'll survive for a bit longer. Oh, I'm drunk. Oh, I shouldn't have drank the liquor. I have an autosave? Yeah, I have an autosave. Good. Go to the autosave before I got drunk. This is ridiculous. Sorry, guys. A little intermission for you. Let's go out to the kitchen. Let's go out to the kitchen. Let's go out to the kitchen. Have ourselves a snack. And I crashed the game. Hey gang, we're back. I realized what I should have done was just turned on God mode, and that would have upped my health and my fatigue and everything, kept me from drinking and starving and everything like that. I should not have drank that liquor. I don't know what I was thinking. I just drank liquor, and that made me drunk, and then my eyes were all blurry, and I wasn't going to sit here and let you guys stare at a blurry screen. So, we're back to it, though. So Skytail asked about my favorite story, narrative-wise, and which game do I think has the best gameplay. That's tough. That's like every game ever. I think best, universe, I think Mass Effect and Elder Scrolls are up there. But I don't know. I think the best story might have been Mass Effect 1. Or maybe Dragon Age. I think the original Mass Effect story was fantastic. It doled out information in just the right pace, and Saren was a fantastic enemy. It's a great enemy. That's one of the things I think Mass Effect 2 is lacking, though I haven't gotten into it yet in the LP. Mass Effect 2 needed a face for you to hate, the same way that Mass Effect 1 had Saren. Mass Effect 2 doesn't really have that. Kind of sort of has Harbinger, but you don't even know that you're facing off against Harbinger until the end of the game. And it kind of sort of has, I guess, the Collector leader. But, again, you never see the Collector leader at all. As the player, you see him in cutscenes, but you don't even know that he's there. I think Mass Effect 1 probably had the best story. I really enjoyed it. But Dragon Age is close. Dragon Age is a very good story. Which game do I think had the best gameplay? I don't know. Elder Scrolls games, when they're modded, are fantastic gameplay. Oblivion in particular, I can't say enough about what Duke Patrick did with his combat mods. I'm really looking forward to... Whoa! I'm kind of flying there. I'm really looking forward to playing Skyrim again with new mods loaded up, because I would love to play with Duke Patrick's combat mods in Skyrim. I just can't believe all the things that he was able to add to the game. It's amazing. And it's gotten to a point now where people will ask me, hey, what mod adds, this part of this to the game? And I'm like, oh, And I think to myself, like, I wonder if it's Duke Patrick. And I think, like, nah, there's no way. There's no way it's Duke Patrick because he's added so much to the game. I bet there's no way that he could have added that too. And then there was one specific instance. I think somebody was asking me, like, hey, what mod adds the drinking animation when you take potions? And I was like, oh, I don't know, basic physical activities, I think, because in my head I was thinking there's no way Duke Patrick did it because he did everything else. And then Duke Patrick actually commented on that and said, actually, it was me. I was like, damn, dude, you did everything to this game. Everything that I freaking love about Oblivion is in Oscuro's Oblivion Overhaul or Duke Patrick's combat mods. They're just amazing. So, modded, I'd say the Elder Scrolls. Unmodded, I don't know. I really like the gameplay in Diablo 2, as simple as that is. But that's one that comes to mind. Diablo 2's gameplay is a lot of fun, I think. I'm trying to think of what... I mean, I played so many games when I was younger that I can't remember them all right now, and while I've been LPing, I actually haven't played many games at all. I've really only played the games that I've LP'd for you guys, so I'm trying to think, like, what games do I really enjoy the gameplay of, but I'm only thinking of games that I've LP'd recently, which is not at all the games that I've played, so I'm sorry that my answer isn't better. But anyway, thank you very much, Skytail, for your comment and questions. Rig Walker says, what's the first RPG-style game you ever played? On the computer, certainly, it was Diablo 2, which is kind of sort of not really even an RPG. I mean, it counts, but it doesn't have the decision-making that a lot of LPG... the LPGA, no. Doesn't have the decision-making that a lot of RPGs are well known for, you know. So, I still count it as an RPG. I think most people probably do, but it feels like it's in a different class to me, you know. So thank you, Rig, for that. I appreciate the comment and the question. Benny S. says, so happy that your channel is growing, Pem. Congrats. What is your favorite book or book series in the Elder Scrolls? There are two. This is very easy. I know these off the top of my head because I've read all the book series in the Elder Scrolls. 2920 is my favorite. And The Real Baron Zaya is my second favorite. The Real Baron Zaya, the Daggerfall version, not the censored Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim version. The Daggerfall version is really good. It's very adult, but it's fun. It's a neat story, and it involves many of the more famous personages in Tamriel's history. So it's really kind of cool to be reading the story, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's Tiber Septim. Holy crap, he's walking around and talking to people. That's amazing. I don't know. It's a neat story. But 2920, I think, is my favorite. I really like the length of the story and how the pieces kind of match, how they mesh together really well by the end of the story. It's neat. There's intrigue, there's violence, there's sex, sort of. It's a fun storyline, though. I enjoy reading it. I think I've read 2920 2 or 3 times now. It's very good. Thank you, Benny S.